Hello DBS! Welcome to today's primary assembly. I hope you've all had a lovely week so far. You may remember that last week I spoke to you about what children all over the world were doing to try to bring a little bit of joy to their community. They were drawing rainbows and putting them in their windows. And I said if you wanted to do that and send them to me, I'd love to see them. I know they've been popping up all over the Springs. So we've got a few pictures here of what some of our children have done. It's lovely to see families that have worked together on this. We've got a huge rainbow on a mural in a garden and a dad looks like he's helping. And we've got somebody who's actually made a rainbow pizza. It looks absolutely yummy. Well done to everybody that made their rainbow to bring some joy to our community. This week I was sent a lovely book by somebody who wrote a story about the coronavirus to try to explain it to children. It was really lovely to receive this book, and I'm going to read a part of it to you as it's quite a long story. It's called The Story of the Oyster and the Butterfly, the Coronavirus and Me. Do you know what oysters do when something that bothers and irritates them comes into their lives? They use their special powers to cover the bothering stuff with layers and layers of powerful stuff until they turn it into a pearl. And do you know what the caterpillar does when it has to go through tough stuff and changes? It spends time with itself inside a cocoon and changes into a butterfly. At its most difficult time, the caterpillar is actually building its wings. The coronavirus has come into our lives not only to affect us, but to affect people all over the world. However, we can do what the oyster does and create a pearl from it, or what the caterpillar does and build our wings. Having to deal with yucky things can bring lots of feelings, thoughts, and sensations into our bodies. We may feel lonely, scared, angry, or frustrated. We may feel sad because we miss friends or family. We may have mixed up thoughts, and our bodies may feel really tense. Stop the story just at that point, because I know some of us are feeling tense and angry and frustrated, maybe a little bit lonely or sad. So I'm going to give you an idea for something you could do to try to help you feel a little bit better. I have written onto different pieces of paper all the things that I miss. You might be able to see what I've written. I miss saying good morning to all the children and teachers at DBS. I really miss going to the cinema. I miss going for a lovely long walk along the beach. And I miss having a coffee with my next door neighbours. I'm sure you've got lots of things that you miss too. So what I'm going to do with all the things that I miss is I'm going to pop them into a jar. And I'm going to close that jar, and I'm not going to open it until the coronavirus lockdown is over. When it's all over and we're back to normal, I'm going to open my jar and I'm going to take one of my pieces of paper out every day, and that's the thing that I'm going to make sure I do on that day. So that all the things that I miss now, I know I'm going to be able to do when we're all back to normal. Well, I hope lots of our children at DBS put all their ideas for the things that they miss in their jar. And now we're going to have the Star of the Week. Shall we do a drum roll? And stop. So, we will start with Year 1. The Star of the Week in 1D goes to Kirav. For your efforts across all subjects, your work is a pleasure to see on Seesaw, and your teacher is so impressed that you love learning so much. In 1B, the award goes to Carl for his excellent attitudes to e-learning and his fantastic presenting skills. Your videos and photos make your teacher and Mrs. Barfoot really smile. And in 1S, the Star of the Week goes to Nadine. For having a wonderful attitude to all her learning, Nadine has approached distance learning with a creative nature. Your teacher has loved seeing your excellent capacity videos this week. Well done. In Year 2, Star of the Week in 2D goes to Mirabelle for her amazing attitude and effort in all her distance learning activities and her fabulous posts on Seesaw, which make your teacher smile every day. In 2B, the award goes to Paula for her amazing effort and wonderful learning over the last 3 weeks, especially all the beautiful pieces of art she has produced for her extra activities. They always make your teacher smile. And in 2S, it goes to Naomi for focusing incredibly hard on her phonics and handwriting while producing a wonderful piece of English writing and a science experiment write-up. The Star of the Week in 3D goes to Ali for staying positive throughout the week and building on his resilience. Your teacher has really enjoyed seeing your distance learning activities, especially as she knows you've really persevered with them. A huge pat on the back. And in 3B, Star of the Week goes to Orlando for his amazing science videos. Your teacher is particularly impressed with your creativity and innovation. And in 3X, the award goes to Alex for always coming online with a smiling In Year 4, we have 4D. Star of the Week goes to Samuel for always working independently and putting an excellent amount of effort into his distance learning activities. Your teacher especially enjoyed your video for moral education. You are a superstar. And in 4B, it goes to Oscar, who's always asking great questions. Oscar, your quizzical nature is something to be admired, especially in science lessons. And in 4S, the award goes to Connor for approaching your distance learning in a positive way and adding your input during the live lessons. Well done. Star of the Week for Year 5. In 5D, the award goes to Tia for showing excellent determination and resilience throughout our distance learning and being an all-round superstar. In 5B, the award goes to Aaron. Aaron is an extremely cooperative member of our class and assists others with technical difficulties throughout the day. The whole class has found your advice very useful. And in 5S, the award goes to Claudia for her phenomenal diorama of the solar system, where she included lots of different mediums, an exceptionally creative piece of work. Well done, Year 5. The Year 6 Star of the Week. In 6D, the award goes to Marley for working so hard on your English writing during distance learning. and producing a thoroughly entertaining and well-structured news report. You have been a superstar at adapting, being consistently responsive with your learning tasks. Well done. And in 6B, the award goes to Sammy for your diligence and resilience this week, even when faced with technical issues. Your efforts have been phenomenal, and I especially loved watching your professional news report. Your determination is admirable. You're a role model to others. And in 6S, the award goes to Eliza for her incredibly positive attitude, enthusiasm and resilience during this time. Your teacher has been impressed with your motivation to read and receiving great scores on your accelerated reader quizzes. Well done, Year 6. Well done to everybody who received the Star of the Week. Now I'm going to leave you with these pictures. You might recognise some of the people in them. They're holding up a message for us. It says, "Stay home for the people we love, be kind and help flatten the curve. There is a rainbow of hope at the end of every storm." Have a lovely weekend, DBS.